Alright, so this is my second time recording this. Unfortunately, my screen capture did not get the information or did not get a picture of my Marvel Hero screen when I was in full screen. So now we're in full screen windowed and I tested and it seems to be working correctly. Notice that a lot of people seem to be having trouble with the Cosmic Trials. So I wanted to take a video of running a Cosmic Trial here and just some real quick things that I'm going to go into here while I'm, I guess, fighting Mole Man, I don't know. You'll see my gear show up on the screen. Far from best in slot. One of my artifacts isn't even blessed. I don't have any. I have zero affixes on my costume. I don't have an invulnerability core. I don't have a 25% health core. But I have been successful in taking down the trial on this character. This character is actually ready for, well, he's qualified to enter Cosmic Midtown and Cosmic Industry City. I'll probably do some more grinding on him before I actually do that. But the key is you want to keep moving, and you want to make sure that you have a team up with you in active status. I've got the Deadpool kid out here right now, and I chose to do it with him because anybody can get Pirate Deadpool through the quest line in the game. So everybody should have access to this team up. Try to get him to 60 before you attempt this, and you're going to see how just handy his area stun comes in while we're doing this. So let's go ahead and see if I can do the Cosmic Trial here. It'd be very funny if the one where I was successful and didn't get recorded worked, but this one did not. So key things are, I mean, it's just a DPS race. You got to do everything you can to limit damage to yourself and do as much damage as you can to everything else. The last time what worked out well for me is using my ultimate on, Madam Hydra. Warmachine's ultimate isn't that great to start with, but it is some damage. So one of the things that seems to come up, at least in some of the discussions, is when to use your ultimate, when to wait on your cooldowns, things like that. For the most part, you want to get Madam Hydra down, and then I would recommend probably saving your ultimate, or if you've got a long signature like someone like Nightcrawler or Moon Knight or something like that. I would save that for when you're fighting Skull. Save it for the Sentinels when they come down, because those need to die real quick. The worst thing that can happen is to get those Sentinels on you and you don't realize that they're hitting you with that laser. Especially in the case of how we're running today, where I don't have what we would consider standard defensive tech for someone who's doing this kind of testing. So originally this was just, I kind of wanted to see where my Warmachine was because I've been playing him a lot, and I've been really satisfied with his performance in here. Not my favorite character from a playstyle perspective, but I really enjoy him. One thing you're going to notice, by the way, if you see my equipment, is that I'm using Iron Patriot repulsors. There's actually a reason for that. There's a Warmachine achievement for killing 10,000 or defeating 10,000 guys with those. So that's actually what I'm trying to accomplish there, just so you guys don't think I'm crazy or something. And there she goes, hit me with that gun. That gun is just dangerous. You just got to do everything you can to avoid it. Warmachine's kind of nice in the fact that I can not only lay down some damage on the ground for her to sit in, but both my signature and my ultimate actually cause me to be invulnerable. I'm going to blow my ultimate right here, just so that we can get, see, Warmachine's ultimate, I mean, granted, it's level 1 and I don't have any good gear on him, but the fact that it's not killing the one guy there is a little disappointing, but we're just going to keep hitting it as hard as we can. We've still got 2 minutes to take down Madam Hydra. She's about 60% right now. As long as I remember to not overheat, that should be fine. The key is, like I said, you just got to keep moving with her. And Warmachine has a nice advantage there because he has a toggle that continually does damage to stuff on the screen while he's moving. So that's a huge benefit, and don't let anybody tell you that it isn't. Any damage you can do on the run in here is just immeasurable how phenomenal that is for you. All right, so we got about a minute and a half left on Madam Hydra. This is actually a little bit slower than my last run, but we should have her. Well, we'll see here. Yeah, I do need a medic here. We're gonna just kind of pump around here. We really need to get this bodyguard down. I'm gonna end up having to signature him. Now, see, my signature does actually more than my unique did to him. So we got about a minute 10 on Madam Hydra. She's at about 8% maybe. So we're getting there. Interestingly enough, with this particular gear setup and this strategy of not having invuln or 25%, I found her to be a much harder fight than Red Skull. But that could just be kind of, you know, that one run. She gave me about the same amount of trouble just now as I had with her before. Skull is a little tough because these guys tend to kind of stack up on me, so I have a hard time clearing them out fast, just because, again, my gear is really subpar for what we should be bringing into here. And you know, it's like I was saying earlier in the video, just because I passed this trial does not mean that that my Warmachine is ready to go into CMM or CICP. There's probably quite a bit more gearing and optimization I need to do on him. You know, it's a fun zone, but I think people get really caught up in the fact that they quote unquote can't go to it. It's not different. You know, you get better gear there, but I mean, the truth of the matter is it's really a farming zone. By the time you really should be there and can be there, you don't need to gear up there so much as it's a nice place to kind of waste some time and farm some stuff up when you're not doing anything else. So again, we're running into this issue of kind of just getting overloaded with stuff here. So I'm trying to clear out the incinerators first. I'll probably take this back down. Looks like Skull is up. That's a major problem right now. We'll see how this goes, but I'm a little concerned about this. Let me rephrase that. I'm more than concerned. I really wanted 3 minutes to beat Skull, but I don't think I'm going to get it, so we'll see. I might make it. All right, that should take care of that guy. So now let's start focusing on Skull. Exactly 3 minutes for him. Okay. I don't know what's going on with Deadpool there, but he's just deciding he doesn't want to be a part of this, apparently. Alright, now hopefully we don't get a Sentinel until I'm ready for it with, yeah, I just ate a big gun blast. Let's see here. I probably should save that for the Sentinel. But here comes the Sentinel now. Dodges lasers. Make sure you don't get stomped. That's another big thing. Like I almost just did. Watch out for Skull, because of course he's still active during all this time. And again, you got to watch out for those lasers. Now I'm in a bit of a bind here. I'm going to try and take this Sentinel down and see what I can do. I can't stress enough. You have to keep moving, and you have to understand how the fight works. So Sentinel should be coming down in a second here. Sentinel's down. Pop another health pack, and then we're just going to go after Skull. So he's focusing on Deadpool right now, and that's just great. I mean, that's why you bring a team up, just for that specifically. And I probably shouldn't have stayed there as long as I did, but I have moved. Okay. So again, we're just going to kind of keep going around here and do our best to do whatever we can to him. It looks like he's back on me, and we got to do as much possible damage to him. So as long as I remember my overheat. So we got a Sentinel coming down, and I'm nice and ready with my signature. So I'm going to come out of here, drop a rocket on him, and he's at 50%. Once this Sentinel's down, it's a pretty solid win, in my opinion, unless you do something silly, and now that I said that, I bet I will. But once the Sentinel's down, you're really in a good place, because then it's just Skull at like 30%. We've got about 45 seconds. That's going to be cutting it really close. But you can kind of see, um, what you would do here if I don't succeed to deal with Skull. So we're just going to keep going and see what we can do. I don't think we're going to get him down in 30 seconds. We might. It's going to be close. Actually, yeah, we should have him because I'll have my signature again by then. So it's going to be close, but we'll get him. And you can kind of see, there we go. It got really close, and we got bad bad core out of it. So that's it. Again, you can see my stuff. I did not have a top of the line core. I didn't have a trifecta, bifecta, anything like that. No invulnerability. My only healing was just the normal health pack healing. And that's pretty much it, guys. So if you have any questions, my name is Saibowen, Saibowen. I'm going to post this in the Warmachine forums as well as the Patrol discussion forums, and you can kind of see maybe some tips here on how to deal with this, especially on a character that isn't as up to gear as you could be. So if you have any questions, by all means, send me a message, and go Mavs.